Hey guys, happy Friday. Hey, it's well, a little layout update time here, and you know what we're going to be doing for this layout update? Weathering a boxcar, just a little bit here. You can see this one over here. I just kind of started doing it yesterday. This one was pretty clear. Let me get one that looks similar to it, I guess. Well, I'll just move the camera over here, but if we take a look at it, it was pretty close to that one right there. And that one's also got a little bit of weathering on it, but you know, mainly just a dirty wash to kind of dirty up the sills there underneath the doors and stuff like that. But if we come back to this one here, you can see he's got a little bit of a fade to him. So I got the airbrush out, and I actually kind of sprayed up two different colors on there. You can see one right there by the door, right over here, is a little bit darker right there. I just kind of used a dirty sort of what's left in my airbrush. I dump it into a little container, and that's the color I ended up with. I have this little container that has this dirty, muddy looking color. It's fairly dark, so I just used that, put it back in the airbrush, and just sort of sprayed it up a little bit here and there on both sides and on the ends, and then put a little bit of white into that mixture and lightened it up a little bit, and that's what you see as the fading sort of in between the ribs on the car. And let me go ahead and zoom in here a little bit and try to hold it still so you get a good look at it. But we're gonna do one more thing here, so I'm gonna grab the car. I'll show you the other side while I'm over here. By the way, I did get both ends right there. Just a little bit weathered, and did this side here, but not as much. I did do a little bit more of the sort of panel look, and you can see it gives you that sort of nice faded look right there. But we're gonna dirty it up even more. And if we pop over here, I'll let you watch this car as we come around to the airbrush bench here. And I'm gonna put that down right there. Now the lighting will be a little bit different here, but I do have this Ammo Mig colors, and I've got Russian brown, which is a nice dirty, pretty much grime color. We're gonna try it out. I'm gonna use this as grime. I'm gonna spray up a little bit more there. So let me get set up, and you can watch me spray it a little bit. All right, I got a few drops in the airbrush there, and I kind of tested it out already on the piece of napkin there, looking good. We're gonna spray a little bit, darken up some of the grimy parts, like around the door and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna set the camera up right here. Hopefully you get to see this. And since you're gonna be hearing the airbrush here, I'm gonna just silence the video. So no talking, let's get to spraying here. All right, guys, so there's a nice little coat. We'll get this in some better lighting over there and take a closer look at it. But you can see I kind of focused in a little bit on the bottom there. And yeah, let's go take a look at in some better lighting. All right, there we go. Now, you know, one thing I want to emphasize too is when you're spray painting and weathering your cars and your locomotives, the most important thing I can give you a little tip on is take them to the layout, put them in the layout with the lighting that you're going to be looking at when you're running your layout, because it may look a little bit different. It may be a little brighter, it may be a little darker out on the layout, and so it's a good idea to just you know, take it into the different lighting that you have and see how it looks. And you can see how nice and dirty this one came out on that side. Let's take a look at this side over here. It definitely sort of grimied up the bottom, and as you can tell here, you can see that the bottom of it is a lot more grimier than the top. I kind of focused in on the bottom right there, but hey, this car is looking pretty good now. And I'll give you a nice close-up here of it. I'll kind of get down here and zoom in for you. But yeah, if you don't have an airbrush, by the way, I highly recommend that you get yourself an airbrush and a compressor. It will pay for itself in no time with the amount of work that you can get done. So now the other thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to do a little bit of touch up with maybe a little bit of rust washes and stuff like that, just to give it one more little layer of effect over here. And let's go do that. Alright guys, so this is what I'm going to be using here. Now this is a little caveat here. This stuff is old and crusty, and as you can see, it's built up in the edge right there. But I still use it. It's a light rust wash, enamel wash by MIG. And what I do is I kind of mix it up a little bit. Like I said, it turns into sort of like a paste. You can see here. Come on, focus there, little camera. There we go. You can see it's pretty pasty and like that. I just get it on the tip of a brush. And I'll set this up over here again. I'll see if I can make sure you get a good view of it. And I opened my garage door to get a little bit extra light here. But I'm just going to kind of touch up little spots over here. And I already did sort of the bottom of the, I guess, whatever mechanism right here. I'm just going to touch up little here and there. And I'm going to come back and kind of wipe some of this stuff off. But I just want a little bit, touches of little bit of rust, maybe along the rails here, where the doors kind of move around and, you know, guys are going in and out and sort of scratching it. And then you can see it definitely looks a little bit rusty right there, but we're going to tone it down a little bit with a Q-tip, and we're just going to kind of come back in, just kind of wipe some of that away, because it is pretty, like I said, this stuff's pretty grimy and thick, and can go off a little bit too much. Let's put it that way. I just want a little bit around the doors right there where it kind of rusts up a little bit. Maybe a little bit down here on the stairs, just to kind of unify the whole thing, you know, so you don't just have rust on the door, and that's it. So just a little bit on the ends here. We'll do the same thing over here, and you can see I haven't dipped this in yet. It's just still kind of plastered in with a little bit of crud. There's enough on it on the brush here just to kind of get in there and touch up a few of these spots right here. A little bit on the ladder right there. Let's say my brush is rolling away in here. Now let's get a little bit on the top here too, since water kind of beads up on here, and you know, you can keep on going forever. And let me hold still here. You can go all overboard and whatnot, like I like to do, if you want a relatively super rusty looking car. But this is a, you know, fairly newer one, so I don't want to have it too rusty. Just kind of grimy and dirty with a little bit of this rust effect, because I love rust. Rust is awesome. Such a nice what do you call it, patina. Just get it on some of these bars here. All right, let's go take a better look at that side at the layout. All right, there we go. And again, I left my garage door open to get a little bit better light over here. So at least you can see the way it looks here. There's a little bit extra light shining on it than it normally would be. But look at that, there you go. Let's go ahead and put it on the rail and see what it looks like. Sorry about the phone call there. figures nobody calls me until I start recording here. Alright, I know, I'm being a putz over here, but hey, like Burr Stewart said, this is reality model railroading. Yeah, let's go ahead and connect it up to the car over there. Get a good view of that that nice weathered, slightly rusty little boxcar right there. Hey, the guys are still over there checking it out too, and they like it. All right, I'm gonna keep playing with the other side, but that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed that little, I guess maybe how I do it sort of layout update here, but it's always nice to have an airbrush and just a couple of little things. This took me like, I don't know, 10 minutes to do. So go ahead and start weathering up your cars a little bit. Spray them up. Hey, you know what? If you screw up, you can always get another one. Take care, guys.